So the speed that she can move on and find herself in a new relationship and you know, find a new attachment is a lot of times for men just shocking to understand. But if you understand the war bride dynamic, that is in her genetic history, then you'll start to understand how that, how can she reorient so quickly? Because men's attachment is kind of like a train. It has a lot of momentum. It doesn't take 90-degree turns. It doesn't stop on a dime. Because our survival is not really dependent genetically, right, historically, upon the integrity of a relationship, right, of one relationship, or ability to move on quickly emotionally. Like we can move on quickly sexually, but quickly emotionally is a different beast, right? But like in the war bride phenomenon, one tribe would take over another tribe. And from a female perspective, if you did not bond with a new warrior quickly, you'd be dead, right? If you're still attached to your old masculine, your old man that may be dead, may ultimately be killed by the new man that you're attached to, right? Like that's so shocking for men to see. But when you understand genetics, you understand our genetic history, it's not as shocking. So she'll rebond quickly, or she can. And if she can't, then no man likes to be with a woman emotionally that is attached to another man or a man in her past. Okay, so you have this warbite is the genetic to reattach quickly. And a lot of times men will see this in modern day relationships. They move on very quickly. They monkey ranch to another relationship immediately. It's just shocking. Like, where was your loyalty? It can be so, but the reality of modern dating can trigger that kind of stress response in her genetics, right? Like the modern culture has such an influence on promiscuity, and that's so unnatural for women genetically. Like to be able to like to move from man to man, right, relationship wise, and her genetic history is extremely stressful. Um, and it can trigger this kind of just heartlessness. Okay, you have access to so many other alphas. Who knows if they actually want relationships with you? But there's always something better, and you're one swipe away from a new relationship. And so, yeah, they can move on quickly because a lot of times this war bride genetics has been activated. The psychological stress of many partners is it's almost like, so you'll see this, like they feel like they're dying after their first relationship, the man that took their virginity, right, after he abandons her. In many cases that's modern experience for women. That stress activates something in them, like a survival response. Oh, you know I better keep it stable, which is rare for, like, when have women in history done that? Or when have they been able to move on that quickly? That's due to technology. That's due to access to the whole world of uh, of masculinity, like water, water everywhere, but nothing to drink. Right? Like the amount of attention from simps they can get is unlimited. The amount of sacrifice they can get from real men is extremely limited. Um, and they're not taught to sort that. They're not from families that have women have actually chosen men and stayed with them. So, they may not have an orientation for anything else. But that's the war bride phenomenon. It's deep in her genetics. Something to kind of be aware of. And ultimately, really avoid. Like if she's been put under that much psychological stress, you know, is she loyal, right? Can she be loyal? That's our, from the male perspective, that's our love language, right? Loyalty in your power period is, we will mirror that loyalty, right? When you have other options and yet you choose us, we'll choose you when we have other options. So it's a long game. Um, Not many people in modern era have that context, but yeah, it can appear heartless, but it's deeply in her genetic history, and so you just have to accommodate that's part of the animal.